The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting, maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even and then it's gone. Almost you can hardly hear your own breathing. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which your voice is barely audible. Not a howl. The lieutenant points to his ears.
Can you hear anything? I wonder why the church...
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises. He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though. The lieutenant...
Can you hear anything? The church just has...
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity. The lieutenant doesn't reply. But you can sense the orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin. Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. There's nothing.
Officer, what are you looking at?
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you. Maybe it's possible to talk to it. Is that a man? Looks more like part of the crab man. The man leaned forward a little.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk, and a district in general. There's a sizable...
I'm here to receive the mother's love. You can too, Holmes.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it. Not all of it.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes. This is the church.
You have no idea. Whatever it is, he's quite confident. 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his...
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I always thought of myself more like a flame. I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. No, man, you got...
Do you remember your name?
Tiago's my name. But those syllables don't mean your place amongst your fellows. Your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place. That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matter. The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who... Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no... Why not? Might even be nice to have some company. Other spooker? Oh,
Viaita is Grandma?
no. I just call her Viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe that's what I said, Holmes. Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. I'm afraid not, Essay.
Or search through her radio computer.
This is a special. I circled it. Nurtured. But oh, she is a cavity in the dark. I will be in sin.
That sounds a bit like substitute.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. I ain't from no Marietti.
Marietti is a mess. He lost his cool there for a moment. Seems you hit some nerve.
It's not like that out.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you. To his very own self.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wood. A machine stands in the corner. watched over by the figures on the...
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Or you see fluorescent play and print buttons on the lieutenant says nothing. Behind the hatch, another filament memory. Press play to the speaker comes to life. Static seeps through.
Good afternoon. Votre accident en Saint-Brune.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
I have 2 machines registered to this.
Saint-Brune. That's the church. And
anything else I can help you with? Good. Please.
Let's look around. There's no... Maybe he knows something.
Receive votre accident. Good. Thank you. Please repeat. Is this the... Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is... Nothing happens.
Oh, hey,
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that.
Too many times as...
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of... The lieutenant raises his eyebrow.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is... What you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear... Look, man, I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blade. I think we're done here, S.A.
That was... however, I'm still not...
The machine's keyboard is still the speaker.
Good evening. Votre accident en Saint-Brune. Good. Please repeat the past. Good. I have unlocked the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Sleep well, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. The printer prints out a long text document with the first entry made on the 4th of February. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printer.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever said our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I see. Even one of 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electric.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problem, but at least the artists have their act. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it...
Seems like something to do with something about the big... I think these people worked in a radio computer.
12th of February.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound.
Is she talking about...
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's...
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the... March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to... Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of that disco man must be a cell.
The girl on the ice?
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez...
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
No. It was a great idea. March 51. Your reading was interrupted by the sound of the church. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted.
In white, silver, and apricot. This is her innocent, cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs. Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. The woman looks down at you. She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. As that useless word passes through you, your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, despite the damage, no amount of Commodore Red can wipe her. The highest category of more. And innocence is in fact, no, we are alone. 300 years ago, many things, terribly. She made the most. She was it was on her. She was crowned. Wow, indeed. Bystanders, that is why the lungs are the symbol of, as did we all. In a city called, she was dressed in a, oh yes, midwinter snow was one of the men in something that had walked in our midst. Dolores Day, this inhuman quality was terrifying. Is a term although she was the most social, the Mesk state, suggesting those who fight against. She adored chess. Little is known of her mark. This subtle terror is part of her.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5. What are you thinking of, if I may ask? She's been dead for none of this is, in fact. This church, the coast, the old woman in the village, it's a minor landmark.
On the coast of an
They used to be. We should be
respectful. Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling.
It's not spiritual. It's constitutional. Yes, we all are. Her name, body. I have no idea what you mean by that. We've been. Yes, we all are. Her name.
The woman looks.
It's not spiritual. It's constitutional.
The jigsaw of broken shards falls. Unknown. A motor carriage? Unknown. A motor carriage? The sketch. Small figures of wise. Unknown. A motor carriage? Below both, and then along the left side. After life. Death. After death, life again.
Death, life again. After the world, the pain. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. It was deemed subservient, justice, union, prudence, and force. Eyes cool.
The mother of humanism towers above you.
What is it? No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper. Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens up.
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really...
That still doesn't answer what she's doing.
Nope. Yes. And... I don't care. I don't care about crap men.
Wow. She really doesn't.
I brought them here. I used the AR. Mm-hmm. Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? All right. Well, on the front, it's all around.
Like love.
I guess it is, but it's not the cheapest. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy. They are connected to...
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
I'm working.
The machine seems almost...
Could you just... shh for a moment? So you do know something about computer? No, I don't. Because Besides... Oh...
No, actually, it...
I know a friend of a friend who used... Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as Reims Civic. So you do know something about computer. Besides...
No, actually...
No! I was actually aiming for the military-grade Reim Russian. They are connected to my Reim...
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Great. You really like those questions. I'm conducting science. I'm looking for the...
Wait. She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal... The lieutenant raises his brow.
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. Exactly. What do you think?
That's a little above...
I don't know. Are we? You measured by...
Hydrotransducer.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well. Somewhere underneath...
Only a faint
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's...
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of... I know. No, I don't. Because it's just trial and error. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just... Great. Thanks. What?
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Yeah. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get... This is about those... Take a guess, why don't you? I can't believe they got you so easily.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
The Swallow, you mean? What about it? Great. Thanks.
The smell. It's awful and familiar. It doesn't help. Don't you recognize it? That hideous something cold. Wait, the signs of decaying meat. It announces it. The lieutenant has...
Eyes up, detective.
There's some tear. 2 empty bottles of... No, there's more in there. Livis...
A tragedy.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah. No, there's more.
A tragedy.
Whoever tossed Red Astra is the... You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. It's no older than the dead. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. The smell is not as bad as...
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer.
Another dead body. This is your calm now. Carefully. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige. The leather jacket suits him well. A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue. Oh no, this sounds terribly familiar. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield, and his expression is dull, like the height, 170 to 1. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. Be very, very careful where you A dried chunk of blood covers the...
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly...
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead... You see waves churning below. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole. A 0.75-liter Tallulah
tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not
Rubowski spearmint chewing gum. The blackness of death. Confirmed. Nearly the whole...
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the... I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always...
The entire boardwalk creaks in...
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this, but that's just a lazy assumption.
A dead working-class man with a bottle in his hand?
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
Because it's the most working-class death you've ever seen.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband. Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute but I think that death... No, I don't see...
Agreed.
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab.
Sometimes a kebab.
They'll seal this place off. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone... It does seem to be a pretty straightforward... From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our... Alright, we should first examine the library card you found.
There's some tear. An empty cigarette. The library card is folded into two, and Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. If lost, please return the card to the...
Good. We should give them a call from my kin...
Good idea. The young man with...
This is hardcore. It's hardcore! Skibadee.
Huh? I see you're here. I'm doing what I can.
It's not easy for him. He looks like a well thought out...
Nah, you heard me.
Hi again. So,
And? What happened? Oh, man! Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? No matter. Yeah. No.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around? I guess it's not a... Everyone is vote. Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? What a pity. That's my fate. A shame.
Unity!
And you can't just evict her? Look at you. No, Noid. If that's okay with her.
The lines in the dark exist!
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's up.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
Egghead cannot believe what she just said.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think? Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Goodbye, officer.
The shaggy hair.
So you talked to my associates, right? Shoot. My associates? I haven't got much to say about them. Of course I do. I just don't tell...
To the cops.
Me? I'm a silver bird. Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but... Oh, that.
She's less prone to blurt it out.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman. She was dressed like someone who's been raised... And then, you know, he stopped.
Like a crab, you said?
You saw him? Does it... Good, so you believe me. You should go tell this to Andre. He'll know what to do next.
Wait. Take a longer look at yourself. Metaphor. It's always, this is more in... The engines stopped. The West Revacholian industrial base was dismantled. Yes.
The legend! He's back. And firstly, I got smoked. Oh, you see, friend, bought cigarette.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Permit? Who gives a shit?
Don't call. Don't call her.
There's...
Tequila Sunset. Ah, tequila. I knew you'd come through. Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed... I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dump.
You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain-resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
Of course. Drink first, story later. Not much, but it will do. The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend. There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. What everyone agrees on is that nobody...
Are you telling the story?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. Summer of '44.
The streets are warmed by a southerly in the harbor's dark.
Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet. What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered. From behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled. Well, yes, but it's the man on
the pause.
With no head on his shoulders. Wearing a found tracksuit. Searching for the legendary found cap that went missing. When he lost his head.
Woe is right, my friend.
Tell him about the tooth.
Fuck, Rosemary. They would date.
These...
What?
I've read the case file.
Right. Early autumn of the wind picks up. A sky already dark now.
Two women stand on a small outcropping of...
The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods when she sees something. Her shriek is so violent that the red... But there is no lightning. Only a heavy down... Ulla makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock. Her body is never recovered.
Naturally, Ulla de Ponte became the prime suspect in the disappearance of Eva Delgado. During the investigation, it became apparent that No, she committed suicide before she could be taken into custody. They found her in the bathroom with a... Not a pretty scene.
Man, that's some grisly Anyway, that's the story of the headless... Well, Tequila, that's part of... Some say he was an undercover. Others claim he personally, coincidentally...
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
That would explain the tracksuit and his need for revenge. Anyway, to each his own.
Hard to argue with that, I suppose.
That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then blam! Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that. I have to admit, that's pretty high concept. Still, no one knows. Some say
He won't, though. Because it's just a stupid legend.
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
I actually do have one. Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story juice. If you find any, I'd be extremely grateful.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. The Koldima Madakwa? Sorry, what an interesting development. Once knew a group of young musicians who just... This was before. You know, cool or not, we thought we did. We got together all these... Unfortunately,
Do we really have time for this?
This recording, keep in mind, I have to slow this.
As the hum, not good, not good. You're about to start suffocating. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
And skewers.
That's it. A low range of...
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Col de Mamadaqua. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Sure, let me have a look. I'm not purchasing any more clothes. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Can I help you?
What is this thing?
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know. Thank you.
I feel good about our work here today.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember...
Oh, hello, dear. Goodness, how is he? Did he say...
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier.
Oh, yes. But I am so relieved to hear that he's...
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's...
Reflexively.
Well, it was summer. I'm getting...
Betoncourt got bombed.
The strangest moment I didn't know this I tried, but I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. For years it was we were on our first date. Our first.
The sigh is tender. The sigh is tender, yes.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was...
You know...
Of course, officers. Is there a particular... I'm glad you like them, but...
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and
It was mine. My friends use it from time to... So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this.
Wait. Suddenly you are digging things?
Trust me. You do. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you.
He takes another drag of his... Downstairs, a cat...
Besides...
Something tells you...
To the city.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club. Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as...
We'll talk. Just not take care, all right?
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Who knows, detective? It's a mystery. Different, of course. His shirt. His shirt.
He's trying to dive deep.
His shirt. No.
He's barely...
Come on, detective.